miraculously cure by Serenity Springs water. But to make people think, I mean, there's a cure unless it's just pathetic. It's irresponsible.
Would you listen to me for just 1 second? Go ahead. In the first place, I didn't plant the article. In the second, if you look closely, spend maybe 1 minute actually reading the article, you'll see that Serenity Springs deny there are any health benefits to the water.
I read it, all right? Have you ever heard of the phrase non-denial denial? Does that ring a bell?
What do you want from me, huh? For crying out loud, I can't win with you.
Okay, folks, listen up. There's just a couple more minutes till airtime. Now, don't let Ted throw you. He does know who you are, and he does care. He's just a little swamped right before airtime, okay?
Hey, is there something that we need to talk about before we go on the show?
Excuse me, folks. I'd like to start over again. Hi, RJ. I'm Taz. Thank you for being here. Hank. Hi. Bo. Nice to see you again. Nora, how are you been?
Cat.
Good to see you.
I hope you don't hold a grudge.
Not at all. You were doing your job. Luckily, I still have mine. Excuse me for a second. Rachel? Hi. I'm Tad Martin. Thank you for being here. This is very brave of you. And you're Drew, right? Hi. Listen, I thought we'd start with Hank and Nora and Rachel up on the platform with me, okay, and just see how the show progresses. I don't have a running order. I just thought we'd see how things develop, okay? Is everybody okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. You sure?
It's a lot better than a trip to the dentist. Well, anyway, I want to thank you all for being here, sharing your experience. Usually the shows we run on addiction bring in a major audience reaction.
Well, I'm just hoping it does somebody some good. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here.
I'm sure. Why don't we get comfortable up on the set, get you mic'd, okay? Come on.
Hey, just stay cool, okay? Get this resolved first. Tell your mom what you know about her and RJ.
Hey, Rachel. I can't now.
She carries him the dishes and he lays them in a row. To an island in the water. With her would I go.
Hey, you ready to get something to eat? Sorry I'm late, but I ran into Maggie actually at the hospital and had a good chat. What's wrong? Come in.
Are we still going to see a movie?
Well, we were, but, I don't know. I thought it would be a very nice night to stay home and stars upstairs sleeping soundly, and I sent Mrs. Cinquemani home for the evening, and I am going to cook you a delicious meal and have a wonderful bottle of wine chilled. What's the matter? Nothing. Yeah, well, I know you better than that. Come on, wait. Did I do something wrong?
We're in Landview. We'll be in the private hangar momentarily. Customs is expecting us.
Why couldn't you just leave him alone?
It's not like that. I mean, I found this on the terrace. Patrick must have dropped it when he was moving out, and I couldn't just leave it there.
No, you couldn't just leave it there. So you had to bring it in here. Put it under the bed, in this room. Just like he's been in this room. Sometimes you see him, sometimes you don't.
That's not true.
You know what? I'm not gonna do this.
No, Blair didn't do anything wrong. I just expected this evening to be a little different and maybe less romantic than this.
Right. That's really sweet. Now, why don't you try and tell me the truth here?
That is the truth.
Really?
Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm new at this. Are we moving too fast here?
I think what you're really worried about here is what Mama said about me being in love with you. Look, Patrick, all she was saying in Mother's simple, straightforward way is that I'm reaching a turning point in my life, and I may never love anyone the way that I love Todd. And when he died, I just about lost my mind. I grieved, and I may never get over that loss, but now, you know what? It's time that I moved on, and I think that you know that.
Yeah, I believe I do. I do know that.
Okay. What I think we need to do is just not think anymore and feel.
Feel, huh? Feel what?
What's happening right now, at this very moment.
This is the private hangar, sir. They'll be bringing up the stairs. Good luck with whatever business brings you to Landview, sir.
And you've been a great friend to me. I said it, didn't I? I said the friend thing. If we keep going down this road, I don't know if I'll be able to give you what you're asking.
Oh, excuse me. Well, maybe, just maybe, you might be the one that wants more over here. Yeah. And I do believe that my mother isn't the only one who said I needed to move on with my life.
Oh, yeah, I said that too, didn't I?
Yes, you did. So, see, here I am, moving on with my life. So, are you moving on with me? Or not?
Dylan, please, you've got to listen to me. Look, I can only imagine how you must have felt when you found Patrick's notebook, but it's not what you think. I was going to return it to him.
You guys have been gone for more than a week, Marty.
Well, I picked it up. I forgot I even had it.
Why don't you just stop? Besides, none of this matters anyway. All that book shows me is that just how much he's in between us. Even now. Don't. Why don't you give me a little bit of dignity here? I can't exactly just run away here, and I'd like to be alone. That's what I want.
Maggie, just calm down while I take you 2 drinks over here. Just 1 second, okay? Just 1 second. Cassie, would you do me a favor? Get the nut off my back.
Maggie, are you tormenting Max? Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, would you tell her, please? You wrote the article, you quoted my denial, and I don't know what the problem is.
What am I supposed to tell her, Max?
Well, besides it, we don't know. Maybe that the water has some healing properties. Maybe we should test the water.
You're having them tested.
I'm speaking hypothetical here, if you please. Could you please, Cassie?
Max, I'm sorry, but Tad Martin's show is on.
Who?
Tad Martin, The Cutting Edge.
Okay.
He's doing Kevin's show on Rachel and her family. Would you please turn it on?
All right, let's put it right here. Maggie, turn it on, please. Thank you.
Cassie, I just phoned your home. that you are leaving for Chicago tomorrow?
Remind me to
Mother,
fire the net.
Relax. We're only going out for the day to check things out.
Andrew, are you so self-absorbed that you don't know the damage you're doing? Or are you deliberately trying to destroy Cassie's life?
It's not deliberate, Dorian. I can't help it. I can't help hurting people that I love.
Okay, shh. This is it. This is it. This is why. Nora, Hank, and Rachel are on Tad Martin's show.
Hello and welcome to a special edition of The Cutting Edge. Today we're going to take a close look at an American family. A family that, for all appearances, would seem to be the embodiment of the American dream. It began with an interracial couple that married for love in the 1970s. Two bright, successful people who were eventually blessed with a beautiful and intelligent baby girl. But over the years, something went wrong. Not only did their marriage dissolve in divorce, their girl ended up on the streets of New York, addicted to cocaine, supporting her habit by working for an escort service. Today, we're going to try to retrace the years in between, figure out where the problem started and how the situation got so out of control. With us is Rachel Gannon, survivor of a devastating addiction, now in recovery. Her father, Hank Gannon, is the district attorney for the county of Lantano, Pennsylvania, and her mother, Nora Buchanan, is a respected defense attorney in Landview. Thank you all very much for being here today. Nora, why don't we start with you? Going back over the years, was there any given point that you think Rachel's problems started?
Law school, her first year of law school.
After graduating from college, nothing happened in the home previous to that?
Well, our home life wasn't perfect. You know, my father and I were divorced. That's hard in any job.
Yeah, so your problems as a couple could have put pressure on Rachel.
Look, I agreed to come on this show to talk about Rachel's addiction and how other families can help their child in the same situation. I am not here for a psychoanalytic session.
You're absolutely right. Forgive me. I am not a psychiatrist, God forbid. I was simply trying to get at the root of Rachel's problems, to try to figure out why she would seek escape by using drugs.
So you could blame it on the parents?
No, not at all. Like Hank said, we are here to help other families that might be in the same situation. Rachel, can you remember when you started to use drugs?
I was 21, almost 22.
Do you remember why you started using?
Well, I started using amphetamines at first. To kind of help me stay awake and study. My grades weren't as good as they should have been.
According to who?
Everyone. Not just my parents. But I knew I should have been doing better.
Did you always feel pressure as a student?
Sure. I mean, how could I not feel pressure? And my parents were both smart, intelligent, successful, driven. And I was their kid. And believe me, they were never lazy around either of them. Plus, they were from different races. So a lot of times I've kind of felt like I was this great social experiment that had to work.
That's not true. You were her baby, our dream come true. It had nothing to do with any social experiment. We loved you from the moment we knew we were going to have you.
Mom, I am not trying to attack you here. I'm just going back, trying to figure out where it all began. Maybe how I was growing up. Let's face it, there was pressure.
Ricky, we've already talked about this before. No one ever meant for you to feel pressured.
Dad, kids, they're affected by what goes on around them, okay? They feel it, whether you want them to or not.
Is that something
What the hell am I doing here? This isn't helping Rachel or anybody else.
remember in retrospect?
I'm not making this up out of nowhere.
I mean, these are feelings that I've had all my life, okay?
See,
And just
is this what you
because
wanted?
I didn't explain them to you, didn't articulate them to you the way you maybe wanted them to be, just doesn't mean that they weren't there.
There seem to be some very different perceptions about what life was like in a Gannon home.
Look, I'm not saying it was perfect. We didn't expect perfection.
From life in general or from Rachel?
I don't believe in perfection. It's an unattainable goal, but it's something you strive for. And that's what we did. Ricky, baby, we honestly did our best.
Did you? I think you probably felt our tension. All families have tension. But you can't deny that you felt love. You can't deny that you were surrounded by love.
Oh, how can you even say that?
How can you say that I came from this loving, normal family when you slept with Uncle Archie?
Why don't we take a break? Don't go away, we'll be right back.
Well, Nora's quite a woman, isn't she? R.J. Gannon.
You know what this is? This is nothing more than exploitation. I can't believe that Hank... more to the point, I don't understand why Kevin would try to get them to agree to something
Andrew,
like this.
Kevin did not intend to do this at all.
Really? What did Kevin intend, Cassie?
To tell a story about Rachel's addiction and her recovery. Andrew, they both wanted to do it. They were hoping that they could help other people with the same problem.
People with the same problem need professional help. They need counselors, they need the clergy, they don't need TV personalities.
Maybe people with the same problem don't feel that a stuffed shirt in a clerical collar is very comforting.
Oh, well, okay, here's my 2 cents. I mean, it is difficult for the family, but, maybe it is true that by sharing their story, it'll help other families with the same problem.
Certainly very noble.
Well, at least they're being honest.
I know what your problem is.
Yeah? What's that, Dr. Manny?
Well, you think too much.
'Tis true.
And you definitely worry too much.
I never worry about nothing.
Yeah, okay. Well, here's what I suggest. I suggest that we... There you go.
Thanks.
Just change the subject completely. Sip this very, very nice wine. Listen to this lovely music and let the night take us wherever it wants to take us.
You're not listening to me at all. I can get as carried away as the next man.
Really?
What I'm telling you, I'm not a young man anymore.
Oh, okay.
And getting carried away has its consequences.
You know, you are absolutely right, Patrick. Absolutely right. Well,
What are you doing?
these are the consequences.
Pardon?
No, I think that we should figure out this scientifically, right, and just figure it all out. So, let's see, on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being not interested at all, and 10 being a lifetime commitment, where would you say that you are? How do you feel about us right this very, very minute?
Just putting the wine there, Claire.
I'm serious. Okay, fine. You know what? I will just have to make an estimate here myself, a little guesstimate. Let's draw a little graph. This is Mr. Thornhart here. Okay, I would say that you are intrigued, physically attractive. I would say that's a big one there. And emotionally conflicted. Oh, yeah, that's a big... Are you okay with that? I mean, does that sit okay with you? Wait a minute. To factor in my feelings here. Let's put old Blair's graph here. Oh, yes, I think this is... She is definitely intrigued. Attracted. And, oh, let's not forget, not afraid to see what happens next. Right there. Yes, and, well, heartbeat's just a little faster when you're in the room, but not enough where I need to go see a doctor.
Okay, I think you missed one there.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Where, on mine or yours?
Mine.
Okay.
Right, somewhere in here, I imagine. Avoids
true happiness to keep up brooding poet image.
No. See, you missed that right here. This is where this little asterisk is right here.
The low point, is that what that means?
That's the low point. That's
Never knew
exactly what that means. And see, since we both know exactly where we stand right now, the big question is simple.
Where do we go from here?
Nice to know where I am.
See what happens when you kiss under the full moon? Fall in love?
Come on, gotta be somewhere.
Margaret.
Okay, everybody, just relax. Take a deep breath, okay?
I don't think so. This show is over.
Scott, we got a problem?
Mom, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for it to come out like that. Huh?
Ladies, please hold your positions. We're on a long commercial break, and then we're going to come right back.
No, you're not. No, run a public service announcement, buy some time, run a video
can't.
tape.
This is the live section of the show.
Not anymore. Honey?
You all right?
Mom, I'm sorry. It'll be all right. Just figure out what it was that hit me. Should I go over to her?
I'll give her a second. She probably wants to crawl in the hole right now.
Well, she better stand in line.
I knew this would be a mistake.
Look, where the hell did that come from?
That's what I'd like to know.
I want you to go upstairs to the booth, okay? Tell them to run another PSA, buy us some more time. Then I want you to take the second section, cue it up, get it ready to go. I'm going to tape an intro, and then we'll go with it, all right? Okay.
What about this segment?
I'd say this segment is over. Come here, come here. I want you to cut all the mics and the cameras. All right, okay.
Hey, Rich. Can I get you something?
How about a new life?
I can't help you there, kiddo.
Mom? Pat? Uncle RJ? I'm really sorry. I feel really terrible about what happened. Like, I hate myself, okay? Well, we can't just leave things like this.
Well, we're sure as hell not going back on the air. Yeah, you got that right, Kev?
I'm sorry. I had no idea things were going to happen like this.
I'd like to add my apologies to that. I had no idea this was going to go down. All I can say is that we're about to run a pre-tape segment on drug addiction. Now, you people seem like you need to talk things out, so this space is yours, okay? If you'll excuse me, I got to go tape an intro.
I don't
want us to go home in separate cars, okay, without talking about this? Please.
I suppose I do take my feelings a little too seriously.
Oh, just a little.
It's the curse of the poet.
Well, I think it's attractive. And you wear it well. And you know what, Patrick? I know that you feel that that this relationship is headed for disaster, but I don't. And I don't know. I'm willing to take a chance at this if you are. And I'm not finished making my case, see?
Oh, well. Then let me stop you.
Okay. Who knows what'll turn out right or what'll turn out wrong. But we can't spend our life worrying about that, Patrick. We are both free, and we can both do whatever we want.
I don't know if I can ever love again.
I don't care. Your one true love went off and married someone else, and mine is dead. So all that we have is the present and each other. Patrick, wait! Wait!
Angel.
Patrick! Patrick!
Angel. You want something to drink?
Big beer.
Big beer. 2 big beers.
Kathy, how could you even think about leaving Lambview? Your friends, your family, your own mother. And for what? So that Andrew can become even more obnoxious and full of himself than he already is?
Keep it up, Mother. Chicago's sounding better and better every second.
Do you know what I think is going on here? I think that Andrew is jealous. I think that he wants to get you away from Kevin. Don't be ridiculous. Oh, is it so ridiculous? Kevin is a very charming, intelligent young man. And just a few moments ago, I heard you defend him with your very life.
Mother, can we back up a second? Did I just hear you call Vicky Carpenter's son charming and intelligent?
I have never had a problem with Vicky's son, as you well know. My problem is with the woman herself. In fact, Kevin seems to have a few problems with her.
Oh, come on.
Oh, yes, I've seen them at each other's throats.
Mother,
Listen,
whatever fantasy you are entertaining about Kevin and his mother or Kevin and me, you just stop it, okay? Because Kevin and I are rivals. That's all.
oh, but very passionate rivals. Andrew, Cassie was just telling me the details about your job offer.
I see. Well, that could be a wonderful opportunity for Cassie as well.
Unless she looks deep into her heart and decides that she doesn't want to go after all. Why? Is that other family still on the air? I wanted to hear more about the Gannons.
I know you're all angry at me.
I think your parents feel a little bit sandbagged, Rachel. You got them on national TV, then you hit below the belt.
Yeah, boy, you can say that again.
Sorry. I wish I could take it back.
But you can't.
Where did this come from? You were thinking about this in the car right over here, weren't you?
Talk about walking into a buzzsaw, huh?
Yeah. Are they okay?
I think. Ted is running another segment, isn't he?
Yeah, it's a segment that's supposed to run next week. It's sort of a companion to this one. I'm Gloria Marsh, by the way.
Oh. Kevin Buchanan. Hi.
Hi. I'm a nurse. I've been advising Ted on these episodes.
Oh, well, that's good because I have a feeling Tad's going to be able to use all the advice he can get right about now.
No kidding, buddy. Really owe you one on this one, you know? How's it going over there?
Fine. They're talking.
Good.
A little bit.
I'm still praying I can use them for a wrap-up.
After what happened, were you insane?
No. Just overly optimistic.
Why today? After all these years, why did you bring it up now?
On television.
I know. You overheard us the other day, right, Rachel? After our little session at Bo and Nora's, you overheard us dredging up the fact that Nora and I had an affair, right?
Yes. And it made me so upset. I was so angry. I mean, all those lies for so many years.
Why didn't you just confront us then? Or in a limo, why didn't you just ask me?
Lord, Mom. You know I can't stand up to you. Huh? I am not as strong as you. I'm the one who buries things, thinking that'll make things better, when I realize that it doesn't.
Well, you sure as hell came out swinging today.
Okay, I'm sorry, but it's out. Why can't we just talk about it now?
Why go over it again?
Talking about it's going nowhere. You don't get it, do you? I'm lost. A few days ago, when I heard you guys arguing, I was angry. I didn't know what to do. I was so angry. But at least with the anger, it was something that I could recognize. Now, there's nothing. Nothing but a big gaping hole. I felt like I was spaced out on drugs, but only it was worse. At least on drugs, I knew who I was. Now, who am I? I mean, really, who am I?
You're my child. You're Rachel Gannon. My only child. You want to know what happened? I'll tell you what happened. My affair with RJ was a one-time thing. Not something I'm proud of, just something that happened. But it didn't break up our marriage. Your father didn't know about it for years. I guess maybe it was something I should have told him. Maybe I should have told you. I don't think so. It just wasn't important. Because all that mattered was you. And that you were my child, and that I loved you.
No, Mom. That's not all. You brought me up thinking that Dad, Hank, was my father. When really, it could be RJ. Come on, Mom. Tell me. Who am I? Now, tell me who my father is. Do you know?
Finally, somebody came to their senses and let Hank and Nora off the hook.
Or perhaps they decided to pull the plug themselves and not air any more of their dirty...
You know what? I think it's time to go, Cassie. I got a pack for Chicago.
Wait a minute, Cassie. I need to talk to you.
Mother, I'm sorry. I will call you from Chicago because Andrew's right. We got to get going. Bye, Maggie. Bye. See you. See you later. Bye. See you later. Excuse me.
computers, they're full of hot air. I'm sure he'll be a big hit in the Windy City. Blair, why aren't you there? I need to talk to you desperately. I'm afraid that we're going to lose Cassie. Excuse me. Bye, Max.
Bye. Maggie. Come on. No, you broke it, probably. Look.
No, I didn't.
Hand it over. Look.
No.
I had nothing to do with that stupid newspaper article, okay? It's not my fault. Alex is the one that shot her mouth off all around town, creating a media circus. I'm doing everything I can to keep a lid on it.
You've done a fine job, Max.
Look, I did not go to the public and say that Serenity Springs water has healing powers. Now, did I? No, I didn't. It's just good, clean spring water. That's it.
What?
Well, Maggie, I'm this far from having Carlos just where I've always wanted him. I'm not going to back down.
So the end justifies the means?
If
Come on, Max.
yeah, considering him, yes, the end does justify the
I'm not
means.
going to stand around and let a bunch of innocent people think that there's a miracle cure in Landview. If you're not going to write a retraction, then I'm just going to tell everyone it's a hoax.
Look, Maggie. Don't say anything. Do we talk? You need to talk. We need to talk before you say anything. What? Sorry, Rhodes.
Yeah, Max, it's me.
Dylan?
Yeah. Listen, I need to talk to somebody.
Oh, what's wrong?
Something to do with Marty. Listen, I just need to talk to you, all right?
Okay, listen, sit tight. I'm on my way.
All right, thanks.
Excuse me, I need a phone. Is this Greg Swan? Can't be. Can't. It's okay, Patrick. Something good is happening for us.
Yeah, I guess it is.
All we know is what has happened in the past, and that was full of pain. The future is a total mystery.